It's like PEMDAS or SOS. It's like a group of letters strung together to help you remember something, okay? So I have a mnemonic device I use to help me remember how to, what order to simplify these things in, okay? So it's DER, and it's actually DERS, but we'll put the S on in a second. Okay? Oh, I need to write it on here because I'm recording. Okay, so first thing you always want to simplify is your denominator. Then under your radical, under your square root, then your radical, then reduce, and then it should have an S. Split and simplify. Okay? So DERS, denominator, under, radical, reduce, split, and simplify. Okay? So first thing I check, is it in standard form? So I'm asking, when I ask that, I'm asking, does one side equal 0? Yeah, so we're ready to go for standard form, right? Okay, what's my A? 4, good. What's my B? Good. And my C? Good. Okay, so now let's do our setup. X equals negative B plus or minus square root B squared minus 4 times 4 times 6 all over 2 times 4. Why are there 2 4s in here? One of the 4s is already there in the formula, good, and one of the 4s is my A, good, okay? Okay, first thing I do to simplify, denominator. How does my denominator simplify? 8, good. Okay, when you do under your radical, the easiest way is to do it all in one step here. So under the radical, so what I'm doing is I'm just going to take the things under the radical. Here. See how I took exactly what was under the radical, right? I'm just trying to get you to see I took exactly what was under the radical. And I get 4. Careful, if you didn't get 4 and you think you typed it in just like this, double check. Did you use a negative here instead of a subtraction? Okay? There's a difference between your subtraction button and your negative button. So if you do the negative button, it's going to think you want it all multiplied. You're going to get a big number. Okay? But it should be the subtraction. So just be careful when you type it in. You want to make sure you're using the subtraction, not the negative. Okay, so I got 4. Yeah? So 4. So I did my denominator. Okay? I did 4. Okay, next is radical. So can I simplify this radical? Can I simplify the square root of 4? What is it? 2. Good, 2. Hey, do these parentheses, are they needed anymore? No, good. Okay, let's pause for a second. You don't have to write this down. But if I asked you to reduce 5 over 10, how would you reduce that? What does that reduce to? 1/2. How do you know? Yeah, 5 goes into 5 and 10, right? So 5 times 2 is 10, and they both reduce by 5. Good. So for this step, when I say reduce, I'm saying I want to see if there's something common in all the pieces that I can divide out, okay? Is there? Yeah, Indiana. 2, good. Now here's where you got to be careful. It has to be able to reduce out of all 3 or you can't do it, all right? Just like on this, it has to be both. When there's 3 pieces, then it has to reduce into all 3, okay? So this, I can reduce all of those by 2. One more step, we're almost there. So now, remember we've been learning about quadratics, they have an x squared. How many answers are they supposed to have again? 2, right? And also remember that I told you guys anytime you square root on both sides, you have to do your plus or minus, right? Well, the nice thing with the quadratic formula is notice the plus or minus for the square root is already there, right? This is going to represent both of my answers. So our next step, which is to split, so what I'm saying is I need you to split the plus and minus sign into the 2 different answers. Okay. Okay. And I'm almost there. Now I can simplify it. So -5 plus 1 is what? What is that? Come on, guys, wake up. -4. And then divided by 4. So what's my first x? Yeah, there we go. And then on this one, it's -6 over 4. Does that reduce it all? Or am I done? There you go, -3 over 2, because it reduces by 2. So again, I know the quadratic formula is long, but it can be used for any quadratic. So the other ones are easier, but they can't be used for all quadratics. That's kind of the benefit of it, okay? Questions before we do more? I'm going to move a little faster through the next 2, okay? Any questions? Nope, okay.